Welcome to Excellent Wassce Tutorials, a platform that we would like to give you lessons to students on how to attain A1 quickly in government lessons. Now today what we have for you here is governmental organs, as it is known in the basic level as arms of government, but at the SHS level it is considered to be organs of government or governmental organs. Now, as you see here, what do we mean by organs? When we talk about organs, organs are a group of systems that combines to perform a specific function, as we know in science, as the levels of organization in humans. In science, the level of organization in humans, we have a cell, tissue, organ system before it forms the organism. The same thing is applied in government when we talk about organs. So organs simply means that certain institutions and individuals that are working in them, and this institution and the individual or personalities that are working in them combines to form the governing body in order for administration to be possible. So for administration of a country or for the ruling of a country to be possible, unless these institutions has been created and the people who are working in them has come together to perform this particular administrative function. Without them, administration will grind to a halt or it will crumble. It will never move forward. So these organs need to come together. So simply we are saying that these are various institutions and personnel that are working in them that combines to form the governing body for administration to be possible. There are three main organs of government as we studied in the basic level in JHS and SHS organs of government. Three main organs. We have the legislature, that is considered wholly as parliament. Executive, which is also considered as governmental appointees or people we have voted for. Then we have the judiciary, that is lawyers and judges. This legislature, executive, and judiciary are the governmental organs that we have. These are the various or the three main organs of government. Now let's talk about the duty or the work of the legislature, or let's take the legislature as the first one to discuss about it. Now when we talk about the legislature or legislature as an organ, we are saying that they are the elected representative body of a state. What do we mean by elected representative body? It simply means that citizens from various constitutions has selected one particular individual or personnel to go and represent the whole constituency in government, that is in Parliament House. So each and every constituency that we have in a particular country, all of them will select one personnel or will choose one particular member that is going to represent them as a whole in government. That is what we normally call them as MPs. So they are people that we ourselves have elected for to go and represent our interests. It is because of the practice of indirect democracy that brought about the legislature or parliament. Because all of us cannot make decisions in government. So now, because we can't do it all, because of busy schedules and busy duties and sometimes illiteracy, what we have to do is that choose someone that is ready for that particular position, give him the power, let him go and represent you. So those are our MPs. So our MPs, our members of parliament, they are the people that we have elected them to go and represent them. But as they are representing our interests in the state, we have charged them with the exclusive responsibility of debating, discussing about issues, and pass it on in the form of bill. That when it meets presidential assent, it becomes laws. That is what we mean by the regulate laws for the whole country. Now, laws are established to permit or prohibit an individual of an action. So it simply means regulating the conduct. Regulating the conduct means turning on do's and don'ts of the individual's behavior. That is how it is. So an elected representative body of a state with the exclusive responsibility of making laws to regulate the whole country is considered as the legislature. Now, people have problems with this when it comes to identifying. It is not a problem at all. It is easily made here on the platform of Excellent Wassce Tutorials. Now, in Ghana here, our legislative house is considered as Parliament House. When you go to the United States of America and sometimes the English people, England or Britain, they call their Parliament House or their legislative house, they call it Congress. So our legislative house in Ghana is considered as Parliament House. So in Ghana here, each and everyone will say, I'm going to the Parliament House, and quickly they will take you to the legislative house in Ghana. In America or United States and England, it's not like that. It is the Congress. If you go to Russia, you are going to search for their Duma. Duma is their legislative house. So you can't go to Russia right now and tell them that I'm looking for your parliament. No, they don't have anything like parliament. They have Duma. And in Nigeria, they call it Senate. In Nigeria, that is Senate. In Nigeria, the legislative house is considered as Senate. So all those people who are in their legislative house are considered as senators, or they call them senators. That is how they call them. So as Ghanaians, we call them our members of parliament, MPs or parliamentarians. They call them senators. So in America, it is Congress. In Russia, it is Duma. In Nigeria, it's a Senate. And in Ghana, it is what? Parliament. That is how it is. Now let's quickly brush through the members of the legislature because it is of a benefit. Someone will ask, who is the head of the legislature? As it will be asked constantly in Wassce government objectives. So in Wassce government objectives, you are asked about the legislative head or the head of the legislature. It is the Speaker of Parliament. So the first is the Speaker of Parliament. Second is the Deputy Speaker. The third is the majority leader. Who is the majority leader? The party that has major seats in parliament. The one that they will choose to be their head is considered as the majority leader. And the party that has minor seats in parliament to be their head becomes the minority leader. Then we have another important personality called the party whip. As it was asked by Wassce in the year 2021, Wassce objectives. Question number 6 exactly. He asked them, an individual in parliament that is selected by the party head or the party official, that makes sure that members of parliament told to the party line is considered as, the answer is the whip. So when we talk about the party whip, a lot of individuals are not familiar with this. But when we talk about the whip, we are talking about a personality or an individual that is selected in parliament or chosen by the party head in parliament. What he is there doing is that he is going to make sure that all members who are within the political party are towing to the party line when it comes to discussion or debate, or they will follow the party always. So you can call him like he's a backbiter or someone that gives tip-off when you don't follow the party strictly. That is the party way. Then we have all members of parliament, that is our MPs. So these are quickly the members of the legislature. Now we have some terminologies that we should know in the legislature because it is being asked constantly in the past questions. Recess. When we talk about recess, it means parliament is on break. When parliament goes for break, it is on recess, or parliament is on recess, or they are break for a while. Answer. When you go to parliament, all debates and discussions that goes on in parliament is being recorded. So the book that records the minutes of meeting in parliament is considered as Hansard. Hansard. That is Hansard. It records minutes of meeting. In any meeting, we take minutes. Those minutes, whatever the book that is being recorded, is considered as Hansard. We have press gallery. The media personnel or media men, when they go to parliament, they will have a special chamber or a special position where they sit to record parliamentary proceedings. These parliamentary proceedings, the media personnel will sit at the press gallery. That is the reserved place for the media personnel to sit to record minutes. So, or to take proceedings in parliament or record any of their videos that they want. So we call it press gallery, a reserved place for the media in parliament. Then we have another one called filibuster. Whenever there is parliamentary proceedings and they want to make decisions, if the decision will go against someone and they would not like to permit, what they do is that they use unnecessary debate, unnecessary argument to retort or to distort the proceedings in parliament. So whenever they use unnecessary argument and unnecessary debate to delay parliamentary meeting, we call it filibuster. It's one of the tools that they use to delay or cancel a particular issue. You see they'll be on recess right now. So these are some of the technologies you should know under the legislature that you could be asked in objective. It is constantly asked. That is why I selected this 5 or this 4 to discuss with you. Now let's move on to, or let's pay attention to the functions of the legislature quickly. Now let's see the functions. They make laws for the whole country. It is only the legislature that is the sole organ responsible for lawmaking. No organ is responsible or have been attested or approved to the fact or to the making of laws except the legislature. So what they do is that the legislature or the parliament house in Ghana here, we have given them the power or the authority that they should make rules and regulations or laws to govern the conduct of people in the society or in the state. The next one is that they approve major projects. Approval of major projects simply means that establishment of any organization, tax policy, there is not a single tax that the individual will pay unless it is being approved or attested to by the legislature. So they approve major projects. If anyone would like to undertake any developmental project or establish any institution, the legislature must approve any developmental project that will go on in the country. It needs the approval of the legislature before it becomes possible. So we call it approved major project. Then we have debate issues of national importance. Whatever that benefits the individual in the country or whatever that is of a state importance or of a state benefit. It is the legislature that makes sure that they debate and discuss upon this and finally pass it on or approve upon it before it begins to work. That is debating issue of national importance. Perform executive function. Executive function is the power of approval. It is the responsibility of the Minister of Finance to prepare the annual budget. Whenever the Minister of Finance prepare the annual budget, it is they take the annual budget or preparation of this annual budget to the legislature or parliament and read the annual budget in parliament. The legislature has the right to either accept or reject the approval or reject or accept this kind of budget that is being prepared by the legislative head. So we call them having the power of approval or approval power. Then they perform judicial functions simply means that they can undertake impeachment. What do we mean by impeachment as a terminology? Impeachment as a term is considered as demoting any governmental official from position before his tenure. So each and every individual or any individual at all can be demoted from his or her position before it reaches his tenure. If that individual is found incompetent of doing the job, we have entrusted a work into your hands, or we have voted for you, given you a particular position, and at the end of the day, if your position is not being handled well, or you are incompetent of doing your job, the legislature at all can have that kind of power. They will call you at parliamentary question time. Then they will ask you questions concerning that kind of sector in which you hold. They charge individuals with the law of mandamus. That is strictly goes to the ministers. Ministers, when they charge them with mandamus, it simply means that it is this prerogative right that the legislature use to charge every minister. If he is found incompetent of doing the job, we can use vote of no confidence to demote you before your tenure. We call this impeachment. Impeachment. You should understand. Demoting any governmental official from position before his tenure. It is one of the work of the legislature, and we call it a judicial function for that matter. Then the next one is they act as electoral college. Electoral college simply means they can vote on behalf of the whole citizens. Whenever election goes on, and this particular election is not being done by the citizens in the country, but rather it is the legislature that organize themselves as a college to vote or take decision on behalf of the whole country or the citizens. It simply means they have undertaken electoral college. So electoral college is when the representative of the people, that is the legislature, vote on behalf of the citizens. Electoral college. The next one is the vet governmental appointees. Any governmental appointees that is appointed, or any individuals that the executive will appoint or nominate to hold any position or special position in the economy. They go through vetting through the legislature, or the legislature will vet them to see whether they can do the job effectively or not before they can be handled that position. We vet.